family, what's good with you? It's your boy 2A and LA, and as always, fam, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, and future episodes is just my personal opinion. Don't take it as fact. Don't take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. Right about now, fam, I should go ahead and tap that like button for your boy. If you're new to the channel, I want to say welcome. Come on in. You can join the congregation by smashing that subscribe button and requesting all post notifications. And if you are an existing supporter of this channel, bam! I appreciate you more than you can possibly imagine. You are the reason this channel is anything. Alright, fam, before we get this episode rolling, just a couple of disclaimers. I do not sell firearms, nor do I promote the sale of firearms or accessories or anything that would constitute a violation of YouTube community guidelines. Any reviews that I do on firearms or accessories are just that. They are for review purposes only. And if I reference the gun manufacturer or the company that happened to supply the product, I am just referencing that for disclosure purposes. All right? Now, fam, look. If you are not a member of the 2A in LA fam club, I do not know what you are doing at this point in time. As a member of the fan club, you receive unreleased content. You'll receive content early. You become automatically eligible for all the giveaways that we do in our bi-weekly live streams, fam. Look. I believe I offer some of the best giveaway opportunities on YouTube. So make sure you're a member of the fam club. It's only $2.99 a month. Just click on that join button down below. And if you are interested in any of the 2A in LA merchandise, just hit that QR code in the corner. You see it. You see it right there. That will take you to the 2A in LA channel. Also, you can sign up to participate in a lot of our giveaways there. So make sure you hit that QR code. All right, that's it. Now let's get back into the episode. All right, fam, let's get this episode rolling. So if you missed my review of the Kovert X Cosaint DVC Legacy 3.5 inch 2011 pistol, I don't know what you were doing. I don't know what you were doing, fam, because in the episode, I told you that this gun is the bee's knees. It is incredibly special. I told you that there is a lot of similar DNA between the old STI and Cosaint. I explained to you that they kind of revamped, readapted the old STI DVC Dragon Scale grip on this new hotness, this new 3.5 inch carry gun, and I think aesthetically they knock it out of the park. This gun looks stunning. Also think, while I'm a big fan of aluminum and steel grips, I think when you have a carry gun, there is something to be said for having a gun that is lighter weight. So having a gun that has all of the accuracy and speed and trigger of a 2011, but having it be a smaller barrel, lighter weight, easy to carry gun. Look, they did that. They did it. This gun scored an 88 out of a possible 100 on the 2A in LA scale. So it comes in as one of those best in class guns. It is ported, which makes the gun incredibly flat. It has a great trigger. And this, like I said, it's more of a full size grip module, but polymer, but just stippled so that it just stays in your hands really, really good. Man, knocked it out of the park with this bad boy. Now, I've reviewed a lot of Cosaint guns on the channel. You guys know I'm a big fan of the brand. I think Greg and the level of customer service that they provide over at Cosaint these days is top notch all the way. And consequently, as a result of prior reviews that I had done, it was only a matter of time for Cosaint found its way into my collection. And I tell you, talk about being timely. I have been telling Kovert, I've told this story multiple times, I've been telling Kovert for years, I need a sub 4 inch 2011. For me, A 4.25 2011, particularly with if it's an all metal gun, it's a little heavy. It's a little heavy to be having on your person every day. Consequently, I was ending up carrying my SIG P365 XXL or my Staccato C2, which is also a polymer grip gun. But even the Staccato C2 is like a 3.9 inch barrel. I really wanted something that was smaller, something that was 3.5 or less. And look, stop playing. Stop playing with Kovert and stop playing with Cosaint, because they dropped the Cosaint X Kovert 3.5 probably about a year ago or so. And of course, you know, your boy being your boy, we took it to the next level, added those gold accent to it. It has that chunk port on the front of it. So this gun is fast and flat. It's an all metal gun. So that's of note. So look, I had my 3.5. I said, why don't we put it up with the other 3.5? So look, size-wise, obviously barrel length, these guns are identical. But if you look at the grips, I think you'll see that the grip module on the Kovert DVC Legacy gun is longer. And for somebody with big paws, I like that. I like that a little bit better. Both of them are excellent shooters. This gun scored an 86 out of 100. This gun scored an 88 out of 100. They're very similar shooting experience. Obviously, same barrel length, slightly different porting packages. We'll talk about that a bit. But I think for me, the weight, I guess 6 hands in one hand. Obviously, the all metal grip, the aluminum grip is more durable than the polymer, but the lighter weight for a 3.5 carry gun with the longer grip module, to me, that's what elevated this gun score-wise a little bit higher. Both of these guns are comparably priced, and so look, fam, you can't go wrong with either. But let's kind of dive into the differences. Okay, so look, fam, just a couple of things of note. Like I said, the grip modules to me are the primary difference between the two. You've got an aluminum grip module here. You've got a polymer grip module stippled here. Both of them feel really good in the hands. While this is a shorter grip, it still works, especially with that mag well on it. This one also has that mag well as well, but it's a longer grip. Just makes it even easier to control the gun, especially for a little 3.5 inch gun. Now, surprisingly though, for a 3.5 inch barrel, neither of these guns are snappy. Both of them are very well done. Even though this grip module is longer, this one is a little heavier, again, adding a little bit more stability to the platform. So consequently, the shooting experiences are very similar. One is chunk ported and the other is inline ported. I have found kind of the difference and like muzzle rise to be negligible. If I have some more footage, I'll put that up for you. Both of these guns, incredibly accurate shooting guns. Again, especially for a little 3.5 inch. I've done reviews on both of these guns, so if you haven't seen the reviews, definitely go back and check them out. One of the other differences is the trigger. This has an Atlas trigger. This does not. I would say, in my opinion, the trigger on this gun is a little bit better than the trigger on this one. I'll put the trigger weights up there just in terms of how they feel, but both are excellent. This got a 14 out of a possible 15 for trigger. This got a 15 out of possible 15 for trigger. All right, fam, after that, it's really about aesthetics. Look, this gun did not come standard with the gold accents and the gold small pieces on the gun like you see here. That was done for me. So this gun was originally all black. So if just imagine these two being all black, I think aesthetically, I would argue that probably that DVC grip is a little bit more noteworthy than the standard grip you see here. But both incredible, both amazing. I like the aesthetics of both. You know, obviously, if you wanted to add some color accents to this gun, you certainly could, the way I did with this gun right here. But aesthetically, I think Cosaint in general just makes very attractive looking firearms. I find their designs to be thoughtful and functional and aesthetically pleasing. Now, relative to setup, you can see that I have a light on this one. This is a demo gun, so I didn't bother to put a light on, and this gun is fitted with an acro. This gun is configured with an RMR. For a carry gun, I would probably like a smaller optic, so I would probably put an RMR on this gun versus an acro. Although I carry an RMR on my Staccato C2 and I don't have any issues with it. And you know, the window is certainly smaller on the RMR, so if you struggle with finding a dot, maybe you'd like a larger window like you have on the acro. But either way, you're winning. I just thought I'd let you guys see it, because if you pick up one, you're going to be wondering, well, what dot should I put on it? I think both work well. All right, and as I mentioned earlier, fam, the porting systems, chunk port versus inline, you know, this is an age-old debate, which one works better. I'll tell you that from a shooting experience, I think the leverage you're able to get on the longer grip and the weight of the aluminum grip, those are bigger factors than the difference between the two porting systems. Both of these guns very, very flat. All right, fam, so if you're trying to figure out which one you should buy, I just think it depends on your jammy jam. If you've got big hands and you really having that additional grip length is important to you, if you've got a weaker grip strength and you want to be able to bear down on a polymer grip versus a metal grip, then I would lean towards this gun right here. If you've got smaller hands, really strong grip, you know, don't mind carrying a gun that's a little bit heavier, then I would look at the all metal derivatives of the 3.5 inch Cosaint. But I will tell you, either way, you're winning. You're winning. You are going to be hard pressed to find a better manufactured, better shooting 3.5 inch 2011 carry gun than either of these Cosaints. All right, that's it for this episode, fam. Until next time, as always, take care of one another and peace.